Hello, Shallon. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about how to figure out if a guy on Tinder or Bumble or whatevs is looking for a hookup or a relationship. I'll tell you. But first of all, just want to remind you guys that if you have your own love questions or sex questions, family, friends, whatever, everything in between, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO and click the chat feature. I give you a reply within 24 hours. And it's not some like copy and paste reply, like we're talking. Okay, back to Tinder. I've always had really good luck on Tinder. I met 2 boyfriends on Tinder, but I met a lot of fuckboys in between. So how did I know who was the good dude and who was the not good dude? A lot of times it's trial and error. It's like saying, if I go fishing, how do I know that that tug on my line is a big old tuna or if it's an old boot? Like, you kind of don't know until you stay with it and you reel it out of the water. And sometimes it's just not the big one. But I've found overall in life, if you give people enough rope, they will hang themselves. If that's the direction it's going. People reveal their motives if you let them. And letting them involves not projecting what you want from this situation, not twisting facts to suit your theory, but instead letting things play out, evaluating as neutrally as you can someone's behaviors, and then coming up with a theory about the kind of person that they are. So I know that when you meet someone, like whether it's IRL or on Tinder or something, we tend to get excited about things. Like, we're girls. This is what we do. Like, by the time we're on a first date with someone, maybe, we're in our minds, we're on like date 15. We're like picturing going with them to their family's house or 4th of July and like what it would be like when they meet our friends. Like, we are like so far in the future. It's important to take a step back, not try to let that happen. And you do that by keeping a lot of other lines in the water. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. The saying is so true. Because then you don't get hyper-focused on just one person and you can evaluate them in a more neutral way. So a few things that I found in terms of behaviors that correlate with a Tinder fuckboy is, they talk to you for too long. I get so many messages from you guys. It's like, well, we met on Tinder, we met on this and that, and we've been talking for 2 months, we've been talking for 3 weeks. I'm like, whoa. Men are hunters. They are biologically hardwired to see something and go for it. That's what a hunter does. That's what a lion does. They stalk for a little and then they make their move. Guys, when they want you, they don't bide their time because as a hunter, they know that the thing they want, other hunters want too. So they're very territorial. They're going to go and get it before someone else can snatch you up. If a guy doesn't do that, it's because he is grooming you to be part of his harem that he can call on when he's drunk, horny, bored, needs an ego boost, an attention fix, whatever it is. He's recruiting you to his little team to keep on the bench until he wants to bring you up to bat. And bring you up to bat doesn't mean as his girlfriend. No. It means when someone else he actually does like, or a friend or whatever, cancels last minute, he's like, oh, I'll call up Shallon. Like, we've been talking forever. Today's the day we're finally gonna get those drinks. Last minute, I'm gonna sub her in because I know she likes me because I've been talking to this bitch for 2.5 months, teeing her up, getting her invested. And this is the thing, like, people don't necessarily do this kind of thing consciously. I don't believe that fuckboys have like some giant whiteboard in their house and they're like, haha, phase the first, complete. But intention doesn't mean shit. Like I always say, you can kill someone with your car without the intention. You can hurt someone very badly without meaning to. And like I've also said, it's almost worse when you don't have this grand plan because then it goes on forever. Then you're just this accidental fuckboy, as I've discussed before, who is just sort of like leading girls on and on and on and on and on. And then it becomes our job to extricate ourselves from this situation because they're not going to, because they're not even aware that they're doing it. So if a guy is talking to you, I have a rule, I have a 2-day date or dumped. We talk for 2 days on Tinder or whatever, and if he doesn't make concrete plans, okay, this Saturday we're blah, blah, blah. If there's no plans on the books after those 2 days, he's done. I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not looking for a friend. I'm not looking to have small talk. I have all 3 of those things. You know, I'm looking for a romantic partner. Even if I'm only just looking to hook up with someone or someone casual, then especially let's get this show on the road. Like, I don't want to talk to you forever, forever, forever. I have a guy who still Snapchats me. We matched on Tinder and started talking November 2017. No, not November. No, I'm sorry. Like April. Oh my God. A year. And he's like, when do I get to take you out? I was like, do you realize you should have shot your shot 360 days ago? It is so over. And I ended up blocking him because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to just see these notifications from you. We don't know each other. We're weird internet pen pals. This is bizarre. So if a guy is talking to you for too long, flush him. He is, like I said, he's looking to harem you. If a guy asks you for more pictures, because that means he is hyper concerned with your looks and not real concerned with your personality, because he's connecting only to your looks, because he wants to connect his penis to your vagina. That's it. So he wants to make sure you are as attractive as you say you are on social media, so that when he meets up with you, he's not blowing his Wednesday night getting blown by a girl who he's not actually into. Do you know what I mean? If a guy needs more pictures, and they've asked me that before. Guys are they're so stupid. It's like, oh, send me some more pictures. And I'm like, there's 5 pictures on there. I'm a public verified profile on Instagram. There's about 1,500 pictures on there. If you're so curious about what I look like, why don't we go out? Oh, I'm just busy. Bitch, no. But even then, that leaves such a bad taste in my mouth when they want more pictures, more info. It's like, I'm sorry, do I ask for pictures of your penis soft? No, don't ask me for a makeup-free photo. Rude. Also, if a guy does meet up with you, say he's going for it. Say he's, there's plenty of fuckboys who want to meet up right away. That can also be a bit of a red flag. And this is where things get tricky. You don't want him to wait too long to meet up, but if he's like, let's go out tonight, it's like, okay, like we just matched with each other. We are strangers. Like, I want a little bit of a rapport. I want to know that you're not completely crazy. I don't want you swiping to tee up a booty call for 6 hours from now. Just like, no. So push back on all of these things. If you're like, I always say, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't accept a date for the day of. I'm really busy. Like, my schedule doesn't work that way. I can't freestyle anything. I am a boss bitch. I don't say that part, but I am. And like, you got to put shit on the books with me. You got to call my secretary. Like this, no, I'm not just canceling on someone else to go out with you, stranger from the internet. So you can be like, I can't tonight. How about Friday? And pick a Friday or a Saturday. Because if a guy isn't serious about you, he's going to try to make you the weekday girl. I spent so many years of my life thinking that being the weekday girl was a compliment. I think it was my mom who pointed out that it's not. She's like, but he wants to spend like his weekdays with me. Like, that's so coupley. She's like, well, do you see him on the weekends? I'm like, no. She's like, that's because that's when he's taking out girls he's more serious about. She was right. Moms are always right. It's so annoying. And I'm not just saying this because she's here, like in my apartment in the bathroom and can probably hear me, but she was right. So suggest the high volume days. Suggest those like crucial days. The Friday, the Saturday night. Saturdays are for the boys. No, bitch, they're for me. Because if Saturdays really are for the boys, then he's not looking for a girlfriend. He's looking to like jerk off with his friend. I don't know, whatever weird dudes like that are into. So push back, and that will and then look at the responses and try to evaluate them as neutrally as possible without this fantasy land going on in your head about where this could go. Because so much of the time, it's not the person we're fixated on, it's the possibilities. It's not the person, it's the possibilities. When I look back on the guys that I've been the most twisted over, not the ones that I loved the most, not the ones that I had a relationship with, the ones that twisted me up, I was fixated on the possibility, what he represented in my life, what he could fix about me. He was cool and I wanted to be cool. He was confident and I wanted to be confident. He was famous and I wanted to feel special like that. Try to back away from that and identify it, because once you identify it, those knots loosen. I don't know why, but they do. You don't have to spend like 10 years in therapy to get rid of it. But when you can identify it, you can be like, I know what's going on here. It's not him. It's not this Tinder guy. It's that I'm bored in my life and I feel like having a boyfriend will make me feel like my life is going somewhere. Because then I can be like, oh, I have a boyfriend and maybe I'm gonna get married, and people will stop asking what I'm doing with my life. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So he talks to you forever. He asks for photos. He talks to you not quite long enough and wants to see you right away on the off days, the Monday through Thursday. You're not that bitch. You're not that bitch. And I feel like there's more. I'm gonna think on this. There might be a part 2 to this. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments section. I would love to know the red flags you've come across that signal that a guy is a fuckboy versus a good dude. And I will tell you one quick story. I went out, well, no, I didn't go out with this guy, but he was so hot and we were like FaceTiming before we went out and all this stuff. He even said, he's like, I'm gonna FaceTime you to make sure you're as pretty as your photos. And I was like, thanks. And he's like, wow, you are. I was like, yeah, I know. Okay, thanks. Then he's like, let's meet for coffee, like at 9:30. I was like, where do you think is open at 9:30 on like a Thursday night for coffee? People aren't drinking coffee, they're having cocktails. He says to me aloud, a thing he thinks and then decides to say, I don't want to take you for drinks because I don't know if you're worth a drink yet. I was like, you are so stupid. I was like, the fact that you're not a virgin blows my mind. Blows my mind. You're the most idiotic person I've ever come across. You're hot and you're an architect and you are a trash fire. Didn't go out with him. For more, click like and subscribe. And like I said, if you have questions about this, maybe your own Tinder like quagmire that you can't figure out, definitely hit me up on the Instant Go app. I love talking about stuff like this. That's what I do. And share this with your friends. Let's get people involved. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See you next Friday.